Hello BookTube, it's Louise the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you are well. I'm currently on the mend from my second bout of tonsillitis in 2 weeks. I know. It's not a lot of fun, let me tell you. Although there was that moment that the husband almost asked a pharmacist if she could give advice on what to do about his wife's enlarged testicles in her throat. I was like, oh man, do we have to talk about where things are on the human body again? But no, at the last minute, he managed to pull the testicles and off her tonsils. And so it's okay, we can still use that chemist. Woohoo! Apart from that, not an awful lot's been going on here. I have 2 sets of parish news I just thought I'd go into before we get into the main bulk of this video, which is an unhaul. The first thing I'd like to say is I have noticed, because people have left comment, that we have some new subscribers here at the Big Head Bookworm. I'd love to say hello. It's lovely to meet you, especially when you leave comments down below. That is just lovely, and I'm glad you found it. And if you too have a channel, then please let me know so that I can come and subscribe to you. Anybody that has a channel, you are welcome to leave your details down below in the comments so that I can come and subscribe. Also, this links on with the second point of parish news, which is I have had requests from both new and old subscribers, about giving recommendations for booktubers who read the same kinds of books, but like me, who read adult books. Now, I'm presuming that when they say adult books, they mean not YA, middle grade or children's books, rather than adult books. Because we do know that I do read adult books. Oh yes, that is the great unsaid thing on BookTube, because it's not a popular genre. Oh no, erotica. Nobody reads erotica. No, nobody downloads it on their Kindle. Oh yeah. I know what you've got that you're just not going to talk about, that you move off the front. Oh yeah, we all do it. Although I am bold about it. However, I am not here to talk about my Kindle reading. I am here to say what I've decided to do is, rather than do a list of booktubers that I like, for the next couple of months, at the beginning of each video that I record, I'm going to share the name of a channel that I really enjoy, who have, if not the same taste as me, similar tastes, or we share some cross-section, and they don't really read much YA, middle grade or children's. So today I would like to point you to the way of the Shades of Orange channel. This is Rachel, and she reads sci-fi and thrillers and is charming, absolutely charming. We actually found each other at a very similar time. I think within a week of each other we'd both subscribed, not knowing, I think just finding, or it's coming up in a channel that it recommends. But it was really lovely to see her, and she is just fabulous. So please go along and subscribe to Rachel from the Shades of Orange BookTube channel. I will leave her channel name in the description box below. Right, there we go. That's all I've got for parish news so far. I would suggest getting a cup of tea, because I have got a lot of books here that I am getting rid of. I have had them in this enormous stack for about a month, so I can't remember all my reasons, but I will remember as I go along. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a super long video. These books are mostly, I've read them and have decided not to keep them because I'm not going to read them again. They don't give me all good things, but they've had a nice time here. They've enjoyed it at Shares Louise. They've made friends, they've fallen in love, they've fallen out with love, there've been parties. I mean, they've had a lovely time, and now it is time for these books to spread their little wings and find pastures new. Some of the books I'll be giving to people. I know some of the books that I'm going to pass on to my friends or family. Others might be sold, others going to go to charity shops. Don't worry, they will all go to places that love them. Yes, if necessary, they will go to that farm that people's pets go to. No, they won't. Honestly, they will go on to somewhere lovely. Okay, let's start. It's an enormous pile. I'm just going to have a little slurp of tea. Tonsillitis, throat, not great. But I want to get rid of the books. So, first of all, we have Peter Robinson's A Necessary End. This is a crime thriller set in the Dales, Chief Inspector Banks is the police detective. I have 2 copies. I suddenly thought, why am I keeping it? I've got 2 copies. Go. This is Sunshine by Robin McKinley. I got this because it's a vampire romance. Lots of vampire, not a lot of romance. It was fine. Not going to read it again. Brooklyn by Colin Tobin. Now, this is an unusual one for me. This was a book club read. I rarely, if rarely, get rid of book club reads because I quite like having the history there, and they do give me special feels because they're book club. I hated this book. I thought it was so boring. I'm sure that the film's great, and there were people in book club that really liked it, but I just thought it was tedious, and I don't want to see it anymore. Had enough. Oh, The Amber Shadows by Lucy Ribchester. This is a Bletchley code-breaking spy thriller that really missed the mark for me. It was all right. I plodded my way through it, but nothing more than that. Oh, an old one. The 19th Wife by David Ebershoff. What a name. I like it. She's the 19th wife in a polygamist marriage in, is it the Mormon Church? And then it goes 2 timelines, modern day, and then when it is Brigham Young, who is the second prophet of the Mormon Church. So it's fiction. It's about these two periods. It was fine. I read it, I don't even know how many years ago I read it. I chogged my way through it. It's quite a large book, and I'm not going to read it again. And I just thought, go. Somebody else will enjoy you. Would I recommend it in there? The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. I read this about this time last year when I was down in Cornwall. It was fine. A light-hearted read. Not going to read it again. The Boy Who Sailed the Ocean in an Armchair by Lara Williamson. I got this because I was reading all the children's books in an award. Only because I fancied doing it and I thought it'd be fun, and it was fine. I can't even imagine that I will say to Benedict, my son, why don't you read it? The next 3 are a series of thrillers that I am not going to reread again. It is The Tower by Simon Toyne, Sanctus by Simon Toyne, and The Key. In fact, I don't think that's the order. Is that the order? I can't remember. I think it even might be an odder order than that. No, that does seem to be it. No, it is that. So that's the order. Yeah, fine. I got Sanctus first, I think, and yes, that's right. I got this one first, Sanctus first. I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was fabulous. Then I was so excited, I actually bought The Key. That's right. I remember this now. It's all coming back to me. So I bought the Sanctus, really enjoyed it, tweeted the author and everything, was like, oh, it's really great. And he was like, really? You really enjoyed it? And it was like, yeah, whoa, read this, I said to everybody. Then The Key came out, the next one, and I went and got it in hardback, and I was like, yay! Not so good. Still reasonable, but not so good. And then I read the Tower, and I just didn't. You know when you come and you just go, oh, really? And a couple of years ago now, but I remember just thinking, ugh. And when I look at them, I think somebody else might really enjoy them, just not mine. Not me. Okay, these are books that I have read and I'm not going to read again. That's Jodie Picoult's Plain Truth, The Pact, and My Sister's Keeper. These were huge years ago. Oh, look, what's that? When did I last read? I've got a very faded receipt in here. Better take that out, haven't I? When did I buy this? 2006. From W.H. Smith's. So I read them and reread them. Did I read? And then I read them, and then my mum read them, and then friends read them and gave them back to me. And I'm not going to read them again. They're just taking up room. I have let them fly. Somebody else will want to read them. It's hard to reread a Jodie Picoult because a lot of it's about the twist that happens at the end, and it's very formulaic. And having read the twist at the end, you kind of had enough, don't you? You kind of like, I can twist myself. Low Red Moon by Ivy Devlin. Now I bought this after I read Twilight because I didn't know that this was a thing, this kind of teeny vampire thing. So I thought, oh, Twilight was fine. So I thought, oh, I shall try this. Oh, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Rubbish it was. I bought this last year because of the lovely cover. It is called Foxlow. I even shelled out for it in hardback, by Eleanor Wassenberg. It's about a cult set in the south of England. Oh, badness. It wasn't culty enough. It wasn't threatening enough. I got bored. I was basically keeping this book because it's so pretty, but I think, and I know other people did really enjoy it, so I'm going to pass that on to other people so that they can really enjoy it, rather than keeping it just for the pretty cover. Although that is tempting. I call myself a feminist. The View from 25 women, I can't read it, under 30. As I'm not 30 or younger, I found this a bit... Lots of people discovering feminism for the first time. I know that's not the point of it, and I think if you were younger, as in teenage, it might well suit you because it could be your first foray into it. But as I am, you know, grown up, and I was like, not really for me. So I shall pass that on to somebody who is in their teenage years and needs a feminist boost, and they may get more out of it. Perhaps I just, you know, I'm not there. I'm not there. So, oh, I'm a feminist, but you know, come with me more philosophical answers. I'm actually going to get rid of my copy of Curtis Seinfeld's Eligible, which I was so excited to buy last year. I was like, whoop, whoop. And then it's a retelling, a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice for the Jane Austen project, where they get modern day authors to reimagine and retell the stories. This sticks very, very faithfully to Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my favourite of all my favourite books. It was just grubby. I mean, I haven't actually seen anybody go, oh, it was marvellous. I've just mainly seen some people go, yeah, it's all right. But to me, no. No. Oops. I am getting rid of The Black-Eyed Susans by Julia Hebelin. A, I'm fed up with trying to say her surname. I've not got it right yet. And B, I read it. I know what the twist is. It was a decent thriller. I got this from a charity shop, so back it goes. I'm recycling it. Somebody else will enjoy it. Now, the last ones... Do you know, I've done quite well for the fact I've got over 30 books that I'm unhauling. Pat on the back there. I'm speeding through. These are books that I haven't read and that I'm not going to read. I have got lots of books on my shelves, out of the house and that kind of stuff. I have got lots of books that I want to be reading, and these ones I'm not going to be reading. So let's move them on. Crooked Heart by Lisa Evans. I don't know if it's Lisa or Lissa Evans, because it's a double S. This is a Blitz time caper set in St Albans. I like Blitz. I live near to St Albans. It's the word caper. And people in the book club, I actually got it for book club, and then people in the book club that like capers were a bit like, so I never read it for some reason. I can't remember why not. And I'm not going to read it. I look at it and go, So let somebody else have the enjoyment of that. The Humans by Matt Haig. I've got 2 copies of this. I haven't read it yet though. The Proposal by Tamsin Perry. I picked this up for like 50p somewhere when I was thinking that I fancied a romance, a modern contemporary romance. This is set in 2 different time periods. I just, for some reason, having read the back and everything and got it home, I'm not going to read it. I just know, you know when you look at it, you go, nah, I'm never going to be in the mood for it. Half Bad by Sally Green. I started this a couple of times. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner and I love London. No, I'm not a Londoner. Maybe I'm just not the right person for this. I started it and I didn't like the feeling of it, and I didn't get on with it, and yet I know it's very popular, but it's not it for me. I can't even remember what it's about, which is a bad sign. So we'll just leave it there and say no more. The Sisters by Claire Douglas. I have tried to read this a couple of times and I don't know why, but I don't get on with it. My sister-in-law gave it to me, so I'm going to pass it on to another sister-in-law. Dare Me by Megan Abbott. I didn't realise that this is a YA kind of... Is this a YA thrillery thing? I have never read any Megan Abbott. It's kind of like... It's that kind of set in a school thing. And I just think, nah. I look at it and I go, nah. And yet, I know some people think it's absolutely fabulous, but I'm wondering whether it's because they're younger than me and they're closer to the age range. I'm not going to read it. Let's be honest. Let it go. The Last Days of Rabbit Haynes. Again, my sister-in-law gave it to me going, oh, it made me sob. And I keep going, oh, I don't fancy it. So I should pass it on to somebody else. The Secrets of Drearcliff Grange School by Kim Newman. I have tried to pick this up several times. Well, I have picked it up several times. And I got it even up to about 50 pages. And it just didn't live for me. It's got quite an arch style. And tone to it, and sometimes that works for me and sometimes that doesn't work to me. It's kind of a paranormal school thing, strange happenings in a school for unusual girls, but it didn't get it's not my one. I have a non-fiction book which I'm going to get rid of. This is Claire Balding's My Animals and Other Family, which is her autobiography. I do like Claire Balding. She is a UK sports TV personality and presenter, basically. She's really, really well known. She does an awful lot with horse riding and horse racing and other Olympic sports, and she is fabulous, but I'm never going to read about it. I bought it for my mum, who read it and loved it, but it's not really for me. And the last book, my word, can I just say, I have done so well. I have done so well. I shouldn't keep saying this to myself, but somebody's got to congratulate me, so I'm going to congratulate myself. Is Victoria Hislop, The Thread. It's signed by the author. That's what it says. Let's have a look. Is it actually? Oh yes, there you are. She put pen to paper. Well done. Well done. It's Victoria Hislop's The Thread. She was the best-selling author of The Island and The Return, i.e. no idea what it was about. I remember reading The Island and really enjoying it and giving it to my mum, and she loved it, and then she loved her second one, which was The Return, so I bought her this one. She then read it, loved it, gave it back to me and said, why don't you read it? And I have had it for about I don't know, when did it come out? Oh no, I've had it for about 4 years and I've never read it, and I'm not going to read it, and somebody else will like it. So there we go. There we go. You can't see, but that is an awful lot. I think it was about 30 books that are going to find new homes, that are going to go on adventures. Oh, you're going to have such a nice time. You're going to go meet new people, and you're going to be read and loved, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great for you. So yeah, there we go. There we go, BookTube. Oof. Quick mouthful of tea. It's been lovely. It's so nice to see you all, and I hope you are well. Let's do this again sometime, BookTube. Bye.